IM Motors have just launched the new LS6 SUV, and this vehicle is coming to, well, it's actually already in Australia. It's coming to many countries around the world, Europe as well. Apparently, they got 10,000 orders for this vehicle in 27 minutes, which, considering IM is really not that much of a known brand in China, means well, it's a surprisingly good result for the company. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. YouTube's new algorithm means that you're often not getting all of our videos in your feed. There's 7,500. I'm pretty sure you're probably not seeing a lot of them. In the description, there is a link to our newsletter. Click on that and you can get an update every day of all the latest news in the electric car industry. IM Motors, which is owned by SAIC, and they are a sister brand to MG. They've launched the new LS6. It's a mid to large coupe SUV, and it comes in both an EV version and an E-Rev version. Starting price is $27,500 US in China. There is 9 different versions, and apparently they got 10,000 firm orders within 27 minutes of it going on sale, which is honestly quite a good result. MG and IM Motors, not really that well known in China. MG, I mean, more than 90% of MG sales actually are outside of China. The LS6 measures 4,937 millimeters long. So it's nearly 5 meters long, and it's around 2 meters wide. It comes in 6 different colors. I think it's actually a pretty distinctive, actually pretty good looking car. Inside, you get a floating dual screen setup, while the passenger side has a dedicated screen where they can watch movies and other stuff as well. That screen has 5K resolution. The passenger screen has 3K resolution and a 16:9 aspect ratio. Now, apparently there is an 11-liter dual door in-car refrigerator plus a heater, so you can keep your food hot as well in there if you want to. There's also an electric sunshade for that large glass panoramic roof. What about the batteries and motors and that stuff? The stuff that's interesting, right? Steer-by-wire braking, kind of unusual. Plus, performance is quite good for the braking. 100 kilometers an hour to 0 in 33.6 meters. For a vehicle this size, that's actually very, very good braking. Assisted driving. It has a 520 line LiDAR system and an NVIDIA Thor assisted driving system, which apparently was developed in collaboration with Momenta. So there's a pretty good chance, considering Momenta sounds like they're the ones that have developed the ADAS, it's actually going to be pretty good. The E-Rev version has 2 very big batteries. The base model E-Rev gets a 52 kilowatt hour battery. The highest spec E-Rev gets a 66 kilowatt hour Freevoy battery. So Kate will make those batteries, and the Freevoy battery is specifically made for, well, plug-in hybrids and E-Revs. Interestingly, that battery has a combination of sodium-ion cells and lithium-ion cells. And the point is to improve the battery's ability to hold its charge in really, really cold weather, or even also really hot weather. Sodium batteries are ideal in extreme temperatures. The E-Rev model, base model, has a range of 450 kilometers CLTC, and the 66 kilowatt hour model gets a pretty good range of 450 kilometers CLTC, so probably about 360 kilometers WLTP range. The smaller 52 kilowatt hour battery gives it 370 kilometers CLTC. Now, guys, I know that CLTC is not a very good indicator of actual range, but I often use it in my videos simply as a way for you to have a baseline to compare different cars. So combined range, they say, exceeds 1,500 kilometers. Of course, the combined range means you're using the small generator engine to power or recharge the battery. So with an E-Rev, the engine only recharges the battery. It doesn't actually power the wheels. Built on an 800 volt platform, the EREV LS6 has peak charging of 268 kilowatt. That is really good charging for an E-Rev. And I think it's one of the reasons why I personally, not a huge fan of plug-in hybrids. They've often got charging speeds anywhere between 20 to 50 kilowatt DC. But a lot of E-Revs now we're seeing, between 200 to 600 kilowatt fast charging. Also, because of that fast charging, you can add 310 kilometers of range to the battery in 15 minutes. Now, they say that even at low 16% battery level, you can achieve 275 kilowatt charging power. And winter charging starts at 170 kilowatt. That really shows you the advantages that those sodium-ion cells bring to this battery pack, providing the ability to charge really, really fast, even in really cold temperatures. 170 kilowatt charging in winter is actually quite good. All-wheel drive version gives you 500 kilowatt or 670 horsepower, peak torque 800 newton meters, acceleration pretty quick, 3.5 seconds, 0 to 100. The rear-wheel drive version does it in 6.4 seconds. So you've got two versions, single motor and a dual motor option. The single motor version is rear-wheel drive, comes with a 245 kilowatt, which is 330 horsepower motor, which has peak torque of 430 newton meters. Comes with a 76 kilowatt hour battery. Now we're talking about the EV only version right here. 76 kilowatt hour LFP battery, CLTC range 650 kilometers. So probably about 540, 530 kilometers WLTP. There is a much bigger battery option though. You can get a 103 kilowatt hour lithium iron phosphate battery, I believe from Cadel. Sounds like the Shensing Plus battery. CLTC range, 750 kilometers. So probably about 620, 630 kilometers WLTP. Maximum charging speed is 500 kilowatt. That's very fast. And you can see here, there's some people still on car experts on car websites telling you that lithium iron phosphate batteries won't charge as fast as NMC, but actually the newer ones will charge faster than NMC batteries. So there's quite a few different models of cars now in China with 500 to 1000 kilowatt charging, and most of those are actually using lithium iron phosphate batteries. You can see the models here, the prices for them all. The base model is $27,500, but the most expensive model is the Range Extender 66 Max Plus, the all-wheel drive E-Rev version, yeah? If you want the longest range EV version though, it actually only costs $32,000. So it's cheaper to get the EV than the plug-in hybrid. That's what I'd be doing personally. I think that 630 kilometers of range with 500 kilowatt fast charging, for me, that would be awesome. What do you guys think about these cars? I think they're really good looking, still a bit unknown. Really haven't got the brand presence yet because there's not many videos about them on YouTube. Not many people talk about them, but actually they're really good cars. So I'm curious to see how well these cars do. I think the E-Rev version is good, but I like the EV version even more. What are your thoughts? Thanks for watching.